Sometimes we tend to get away from those nursery rhymes and things like
fun.
that. Yeah, the fun part. No one said that learning had to be boring. I mean, let's make it fun. I mean, all these nursery rhymes, and it teaches them, to open up, to want to read, to sing.
And to develop their
Yeah.
oral language, which is ultimately what we want to make sure our children are able to do.
Make sure that they are reading to them every day, like not just at school or when they see a book or whatever. Whether it be a parent or a family member, a neighbor, or even like a computer can read to them, just to make sure that they're getting like the reading skills that they need.
Good afternoon and welcome to TAMIU campus here in Laredo, Texas. I'm your host, Lance Kelly. I'm here with Victoria Camacho, who's the Early Childhood Dean at Laredo Independent School District, and Rosalinda Gomez, the Parent Liaison for Laredo Independent School District. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have you here today. So, Victoria, let me start with you. Could you share more about your role as Early Childhood Dean at Laredo ISD and how you're working to ensure that families and their children are ready to enter school?
So my job as Early Childhood Dean is to design curriculum, create resources for our teachers, and as well as making sure that our families are well informed when they're coming into our program, making sure that they know what they're going to need, the expectations that we're going to have within our district. There's just a lot of things that we do. We wear multiple hats, but at the end of the day, it's making sure that our kids are safe. And we want to make sure that our families are well informed of the expectations for our district and making sure that they know that they can always come to us if there are any concerns or even to celebrate milestones in their children's lives.
Yeah, that's good. And Rosalinda, tell us more about your role as Parent Liaison at Laredo ISD and how you work to ensure these families and children are prepared for school. So same question.
Yes, as a parent liaison, as Ms. Camacho mentioned, we do wear different hats, but our main mission is to build relationships with our families. Once we build those relationships, we have an assortment of events, meetings, and conferences for our families to get them ready for that first day of school and throughout the year. We as well have a Facebook where our families are able to go in and see all the upcoming events that we have. But yes, to get them ready. And we before school starts and all that, we always collaborate with the community and have different events to get them ready with backpacks and school supplies and things like that. Yeah.
So first day is easy, not stressful.
It should be easy, right?
Yeah. But I mean, us, I guess for early childhood, a lot of crying. It's something new for them, especially our 3-year-olds. So getting separated from mom and dad. I mean, we have occasions where sometimes the dads don't want to leave, but we try to make it as easy and smooth for everyone involved when they start school.
So school readiness is crucial for giving children a strong start. So what unique barriers do families in Laredo face in being ready for school at the start of their first year in school? So think kindergartner, right? Pre-K, kindergartner. What are some of these barriers that families in Laredo face?
I think one of the primary barriers that a lot of our parents face, our demographics, is economic obstacles sometimes. Either single parent home or sometimes both parents having to work and maybe not being jobs that provide enough to buy so many school supplies for multiple children, as well as school clothes and so on, which is where we have our family engagement department steps in and they offer, some support where they can, and they offer agencies that can provide some of those things.
Yes, absolutely. And I agree. Usually, locally, what you see a lot is financial economics that play a role where, sometimes it's tough just to bring in the groceries, much less buy all these supplies. So as a parental engagement program, we do have sessions for our families where they learn how to do different skills. And in turn, they can learn how to do from basic cooking or basic flowers, wreath, things like that.
Yeah.
And they learn how to do those things and come back and have a little, a little sale on their
business,
own
yeah.
and make extra money. And each campus has those events as well. And we kind of like involve our parents in those activities to where eventually they're engaged. Because what we ultimate want is our families to be engaged.
Yeah.
And through them being there and knowing that, hey, I can learn how to do this and I can make a little cash on the side while supporting my son or daughter's education. They're there. It makes it a little easier.
I think it also opens the door for when those parents come in for these sessions. It opens the door that maybe fear or barrier of how to approach the school is taken away, because now they're coming into the school, they're meeting the principals, they're meeting the teachers, they're meeting the staff in the campus, so they're able to, I guess, feel more relaxed coming into our schools when they do those kind of sessions, because the sessions are held at the campus.
Yeah.
So the parents are coming in and they're
Yeah.
able to see what's going on. And because, again, our primary concern, of course, we want to educate our children, but we can't do it without our parents.
Yeah.
So
Because without that, it's just a building.
Correct.
Right? You need the teachers, you need the administrators, you need the staff, you need the parents, and most importantly, you need the students.
And
So-
I agree. I'm sorry.
No.
And I agree to what Ms. Camacho just mentioned. We do need to have a friendly campus, for them to feel welcome and in there.
Yeah.
So as a parent liaison, we're always like that go-to person. Like they want to come in, Ms. Gomez or whoever's at the campus. And whatever they feel that they have questions, we don't know the answers, we'll ask and find out and get them going for whatever it is. And I see that like, we get phone calls and texts, but you want them to be comfortable just doing that,
Yeah.
calling
Yeah.
in, call us, and we're here. You're not alone, in other words.
Yeah.
We're here to help.
It sounds like there's a pretty strong support net for meeting families and their children wherever they are, to most importantly get them enrolled in school and then getting them to come to school. So what are some of the strategies or programs that Laredo ISD is implementing to increase enrollment in preschool programs?
So one of the events that we have in early childhood department, we have what's called the pre-K roundup, which happens in April. And we have an amazing communication department where they put out on Facebook, they'll go and they'll make sure that our website is up to date. The documents are there. There's a registration button that the parents, click on, register online. We provide the phone numbers of the campuses. Our parent liaisons are also making sure that they know, okay, kindergarten roundups, it's here, it's pre-K roundups here.
Get the word out.
So get the word out, and it gets posted on their Facebook, our Facebook. This year, we decided to put up the billboards, the electronic billboards. I believe there was 5. Our communication department helped with that, and they posted our registration dates up.
Yeah.
So, and I think it worked, because we're popping.
Pretty
at
full? That's
and
good.
pre-K 3, pre-K 4. So I'm really excited about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you want to add on?
Absolutely. We do a lot of collaboration with a lot of departments within our district. You really think about it, every department is about families and parents. So we
Right.
definitely collaborate with a lot of departments within our district. And one of the things that we've done also, we've done virtual social emotional meetings, sessions for our families. Our first session we had, I proudly say that our team, our best of the best team, actually came up with about close to 300 participants in a virtual meeting this past week.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yes,
That's
yes,
tremendous.
yes. So that's how we try to get them in, to come and listen, learn something. Even myself, sometimes I learn, like, hey, that's right. And we learn. There's always space, to learn.
And is there space for more people like you to get involved? So maybe after their children have graduated on through elementary school and moved on to middle to kind of get the
They
word out, the word of
Absolutely.
mouth?
We have the volunteer. We always encourage our parents, and that's one of the things that we encourage when they go register. We basically, like, here's the paperwork, volunteer to become a parent volunteer in our campus. And sometimes I think there's maybe a misconception of what that means, that they feel they have to be there every day.
Yeah.
So that's where our parent liaisons come in, and they're
Yes.
able to tell them, no, it's not an everyday commitment. It's just when you can, if you can. But even parent volunteer can be simply, as we've told our teachers, you can send home material that you need to be cut and allow the parent to be part of the community in that way, because she may have children that she can't bring with her to school.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's other ways to definitely involve parents. So being a parent volunteer is something that we do push. Of course, safety of our children is first. So there is a process to
It's
go
a
through.
process.
One of our major events in early childhood is Week of the Young Child. It's All-Star Kids Day event. We bring all 3,000 children into our Shirley Field football stadium, and we have multiple obstacles, and we really encourage parents to go through the process so that they can be part of that event. And every year parents go and they're I have so many pictures, and they're just like, wow, like, what is this? Because it's a whole stadium of obstacles for our 3, 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds.
So yes, like Ms. Camacho just mentioned, yes, there is a process. Yes, there's more people like myself that are definitely welcome to come in and be part of our program. We always want to have more involvement as far as volunteers. There is a process. We do have community volunteers. We have employee volunteers. They go through a different process. But yes, definitely at all different elementary, middle, and high schools, there's different things that parents can do to help out. And at the end of the day, what it is that we want to for their children to succeed in the educational journey that they're going through. And sometimes you say, well, not just because they're volunteering there, but even the parents that are not volunteers, we always want to invite them to come in. Not only because you're not a volunteer, no, everyone's invited, to come in. We have sessions, we have meetings, we have trainings, all different types of trainings throughout the whole year. That everyone's welcome to come in. So it's not limited just to the volunteers. The volunteering pretty much is, like Ms. Camacho mentioned, the safety and to make sure that they do have like their TB test, they do a background check. And
because they're up and close with the children.
With the children.
So that's why we want
That's basically
that
the reason.
process.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's basically the reason behind all that. But yes, I mean, everybody's welcome to come in. Yes.
There's plenty of work to be done.
Oh, yes,
Plenty,
always.
plenty.
Especially
Plenty of work
with,
to be
well, I
done.
mean, I always say with the little ones, because I oversee pre-K3, pre-K4, and kinder, and there's always space for parents to help out our teachers.
Right,
So,
right. So talk about some of the programs beyond maybe the school, right? So out in the community to drive successful first starts, successful enrollment, get involved, get them ready. What are some of the other programs that LISD is working on throughout the community?
like working
Maybe through businesses or through the city or through TAMIU.
So I know we do have a strong collaboration right now with TAMIU in where we are trying to make sure we build a relationship or a bridge, as it's usually we refer to, where we want to make sure that what is going on in our schools, TAMIU is aware, and what's going on in TAMIU, our schools are aware, and at the same time get our student candidates that are right now at TAMIU involved in our school and involved with our parents. So one of the events is the family reading event that we have. It's through our media department at LIC. And as she was saying, like we all collaborate with a bunch of departments, right? So that's another department.
Yeah.
And they have this major like event district-wide, and families are invited to come in, and there are read-out louds. So you have TAMIU students sitting with a group of children of all ages, reading a book to them, asking them questions. And while the children are doing that, parents are able, there's community, I guess, entities that come in and they set up their booths, and parents are able to go to those booths and get information, whether it be on health, whether it be on
Nutrition.
maybe, there are all kinds of different booths that are out there. Some of them are even like LCC. We have parents who maybe are thinking about going back to school, and we want to promote that as well. So LCC will have a booth up there. TAMIU will have a booth up there. So it's kind of this really nice collaboration where you have student teachers who are potentially going to be teachers getting their feet wet, not only what it's like to be a teacher, but what it's going to be like to be addressed by parents and meet a variety of families. One child to some families have
Several.
Yes, absolutely.
several children, and that's what we're there for, is to support them.
Yeah.
And we do have those family reading nights throughout the district, through the middle school, and well, I'm coming from the high school level.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
we do as well have those family reading nights and make it enjoyable and fun. Invite different, different agencies from the community as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Head Start?
Head Start, the early childhood. Well, we do work with all different. I mean, all different age levels. I'm coming from the high school, but also worked with the elementary, with those parents. I remember, I did have in the past some reading sessions that we had. We collaborate with TAMIU and had those reading sessions. I believe it was like every other week, and we would bring in people to read to the children, dance with the children, and things like that. Get them motivated, because it's sometimes it's not just. From experience, I've worked with migrant children, the very young age. They do need all that engagement, as far as just the verbal, the talking, just
Eye
for them
contact,
listening to just listen and singing.
Engagement.
Sometimes we tend to get away from those nursery rhymes and things like that.
fun.
Yeah, the fun part. No one said that learning had to be boring. I mean, let's make it fun. I mean, all these nursery rhymes, and it teaches them, to open up, to want to read, to sing.
And to develop their oral language, which is ultimately what we want to make sure our children are able to do. Because we do have a large number of emergent bilingual children in our district. So our focus is also making sure that, they learn, not forget their language. It's not about do away with their language. It's fostering their language and respecting it, but at the same time, making sure that they also build the English language for them.
Right.
Build those fine motor skills and large motor skills.
Oh, yeah.
The fine and the large motor, and all that happens through all these engaging of the singing and the dancing, and they're learning.
Right. They don't know that they're learning, but
Exactly.
they're learning.
Not
They don't
yet.
know that they're learning.
They
but
just think they're having fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's excellent.
Absolutely.
So in the spirit of making sure that you've got pre-K
Three.
children engaged and prepared, what are some of the other things that we're doing to reach even further in the community to make sure that they are well equipped with the things that they need, that their children need, either through best practices or through knowledge of programs or places like little libraries throughout town, community events, gatherings, be they once or twice a year or once every other weekend? What are some of the things that Laredo ISD is doing to help promote things beyond the classroom that get them prepared for the classroom?
So again, I know that All-Star Kids Day, we bring in a variety of community businesses. Tons of them. We have the library that shows up, Imaginarium that shows up. We've had, again, the colleges that show up. We have the dental dentist offices that will come in, give out toothbrushes. we have some entities. Dr. Ike's also is another one. You know, they provide waters for the students. FedEx has gotten involved as well, and providing, you know, little snacks and so on. And again, Border Patrol, police, there's just so many of them
Yeah.
that get involved in that event. And a lot of it, again, is to make sure we're promoting, you know, for the most part, you ask a child, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? 3, 4, fireman, policeman, right? But we want to make sure that they see the variety of types of jobs that are out there. Even at 3 and 4-year-olds, we want them to know that, you know, there's a big truck they can drive, you know, and so on, and start getting them exposed to that, as well as, in our case, pre-literacy.
Right.
You know, so you'll hear kids that, like, you know, they'll see the FedEx truck and they're like, that's an F and that's an E. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And, you know,
yeah.
and you can hear teachers, you know, constantly talking because they're recognizing logos and so on, which is one of the precursors to reading.
Yep.
So in that, for our early childhood department, that is one of the biggest events that we do, where we have the largest amount of businesses that come in to support our event. And at the same time, it's a way to, they give out their flyers and, you know, for health, for all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a department, as a parental engagement department, we do have monthly meetings at our main office, where we invite the whole district, all the schools, to bring in parents and listen to different topics. And at those meetings, we also invite local agencies to provide information to our families. We have different agencies that give out flyers, information, so that our parents are equipped and empowered with different information. Sometimes we have those families that have little ones or newborns. I know ECI is one of our agencies that collaborate with us as well. There's
What
a
is
lot of
ECI again?
ECI,
What does it stand for?
they help children from birth until, if they see any reason that they might need assistance, maybe because of the
Speech
language
therapy
or
or
the speech, they'll help. They'll
They'll get
out.
involved in
Okay.
the system.
What does ECI stand for?
I'm not sure what he stands for.
It's early childhood intervention.
No,
Yeah. Early
Sounds good.
childhood
I
intervention,
don't
maybe?
That sounds good, but I don't know.
I think so.
I don't work too much with ECI, but I know of the program.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to. You put me in this spot. So I'm like, okay.
Google.
That sounds good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That sounds good.
But they do help out families with children from birth to, you know, like I say,
Yeah.
from the beginning. If they see something that maybe at this age they should be talking or
Yeah,
walking
they're not hitting
or
their
something,
milestones.
yes,
Yeah.
they help out. Of course, we have also dental and health agencies that are there for any issues. But yeah.
So looking ahead, what are your goals for increasing school readiness so that kids continue to be prepared and build on some of the successes that you've seen to ensure that more children in Laredo start school with a strong foundation in early literacy, pre-math, and social skills?
So my belief, and this is where I share this a lot with my teachers, is that we need to ensure that our teachers are effective teachers. It's not a curriculum that does it. It's not a magic book. It's the teacher. Our history has taught us you can come from a district where situations are dire, but you have that one teacher who can make a difference because they're effective teachers. They know how to plan. They know their content. They're knowledgeable in their content, and they're always growing professionally. So one of my goals for early childhood is to ensure that all 155 of our early childhood teachers are in professional development that is going to improve and grow them professionally so that they can in turn make sure that they're growing our children. I'm a firm believer in that, and I don't feel that knowledge should be kept.
Yeah.
It should be shared.
Yeah.
And what I know, I need them to know. And what I've learned from all these different meetings, I go back and I turn it around and I share with them, as well as I'm constantly encouraging them to, you know, watch a webinar or I'll tell them and they'll just like, oh, I was Camacho. But I always tell them, if you know, the more you know, the better you're going to be as a teacher, and you're going to grow those kids because you know what they need. So that's my little spill on making sure we get our kids ready pre-K when they hit 3rd grade.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they're ready.
And so
that
this
they're-
program is making sure that the teachers are ready to get those outcomes, which ideally is a
Make-
successful progression from grade to grade to grade.
Yes.
Right.
That alignment is there, and making sure that our professional development is relevant, not just, well, let's just do this professional development because it sounds good.
Right.
A lot of research goes into what we provide them. We do survey. What do you feel you need? What do you feel, where do you feel you're, need some more assistance on? And the teachers will tell us. And the deans of the district will then go out and we'll get professional development for them, or sometimes we do it ourselves.
Right on.
Research does show that 99.9% of parents want for their children to succeed.
Of
So
course, yes.
as a program, we not only want to see them from the early childhood to elementary, but we want to see them from elementary all the way to high school. We want to see them cross the
Graduate, I
stage,
know.
graduate, and go beyond and do more things. So by that being said, I believe our goals as a program is to continue building relationships with our families, with our parents, to bring them in, for them to know that they're not alone. Ask, and we're going to help. We have different initiatives at different schools to help them out. Sometimes, like we mentioned at the beginning, that there's economic disadvantages, and we try to have different initiatives as like, we have a boutique for families to come in. We have a pantry for our families to come in. I believe that if families feel secure and well off with what they need, they're more open to come in instead of saying, I have to do another job. I have to work here. I can't. I need to provide. You know what? Let's help you out. And at the same time, teach them. Teach them something.
Yeah.
We don't want to just come in and we're going to give, no. We have meetings. Let's teach them how to help their children, with homework, with things like that. As a program and with the ESSA Act, every Student Succeed Act, every campus at our district is required to have a campus policy and compacts. And those policies and compacts state what we're going to do to help our families for their children to succeed. What is it? And we got to make sure that everything that's written there, we are doing. It's not just, okay, this is it. This is what, mom is going to do, the parents, the student, and the school. This is what we're doing. It's a compact. And if we follow that, I believe that we will have success in our children and for them to move forward and do beyond, high school.
Yeah.
And your department won a national.
Oh yeah.
They won a national award for their parent involvement and all the activities that they do and all the. They were awarded.
TA, recognized.
Texas
Yeah.
Education Agency
And-
awarded them a
Congrats.
national recognition.
That would
That's
not have
important.
been possible without the leadership of the program, which is our coordinator, Ms. Pat Campos, followed by our secretary, Mary Reina, and our lead liaison, Ms. San Juanita Bonduc. They're the lead team, which moved the whole thing within us. So I believe we need to have our hearts in the right place to know that we're helping those families. We can't be there just because, and I believe that everyone matters. Everyone matters. I don't care who it is, they matter. So we need to provide for them. We need to be there, and we want them to know. As a matter of fact, this coming Thursday, we're having a meet and greet with the liaisons from the whole district at our main office at the PAC, so that the whole district can come and meet us and see what we're about. How can we help you? This is what we do. If you want to volunteer, we're here. And tell them everything that we're about. So that's one thing that we're doing this coming Thursday. And we invite everyone to come join us and meet us. Sometimes there's children, they have parents that have children, elementary, middle, and high. Welcome aboard. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's help your children. At the end of the day, we want their children to succeed and graduate.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do to help out, we're there.
That's great. So how do you ensure that your staff knows what they're doing?
The parent.
The parent
So-
liaison, yeah.
So I'm a staff of one in my department, but I do stay in contact with Ms. Campos. So Ms. Pat Campos was, is very early on, like she said, an amazing leader. She will send us an email like, these are the dates of the sessions, which ones can you provide support in, which ones, what would you like to provide support in. So we have that communication with Ms. Campos in the early childhood department. And then I know of the elementary liaisons, like she said, she's secondary. I don't go too much to secondary.
Sure.
So that's why I was kind of unsure of who Ms. Gomez was. But because we have a parent liaison, I believe, in every campus.
Every campus.
Every
Every
campus.
Title I campus.
Has a parent liaison.
Yeah.
So
it's just 2 campuses that are not Title I.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
amazing that every campus has an individual that a parent can go to if they feel like, okay, I don't get what's going on. What do I need, or I need help with a resource in the community, and they can provide that for them.
Right.
And then as early childhood, I just make sure that when Ms. Campos asks me, hey, I'm going to have a session, and you know what, our data is showing that reading is struggling. Okay, so I'll go out and I'll do a session with parents on how they can use household items to do pre-literacy activities.
Right.
And a lot of the times when I tell them about, like, you can use beans to count words in a sentence, it doesn't have to be something store-bought. It doesn't
Right.
have to be. And parents usually have a really good time with those sessions because it's stuff that they were like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's a way they can help their kids, which is what they love, right?
Yeah.
That they get to be part of their child's learning process.
Yeah, with that being said, Ms. Campos does coordinate with the different deans at our district. So first things on the agenda for the start of the school year, like I mentioned, we have meetings every month. She tries to coordinate with all those deans from the different subject areas so that our parents know what our children need to learn or will be learning and will be testing. Let's not wait till the end. Let's start at the beginning. So that's her mentality, Ms. Campos. Let's start right now. Let them know what they need to know for them to teach their children or help their children out. And then once we do it at a district level, we go into the different schools and we do our own. We'll invite a dean or someone, at maybe high school level. I believe we're struggling a little bit more like in reading and math. Let's bring in those events. And again, we can have like math carnivals, family reading night. No one said it had to be boring. Let's make it fun. Fun, you learn. And that goes for the high schoolers too. Yeah, they don't want to just, this is boring. No, let's make it fun.
Yeah.
And we've done more and more initiative at the high school level. We've had health fairs. It's become an annual thing now, with health fair. We believe that if parents are healthy and feel good, they can continue helping out their children.
Yeah.
I mean, because we need to take care of ourselves as a parent to continue helping our children.
Yeah.
If we're sick and you can't be there for them, sometimes people find out, I have this, I have that. I just found out because we have on-site, testings.
Yeah.
And wow, if I wouldn't have come, I would have known. And that's good that they see those things because we want them to be healthy, to be able to. So those are one of the initiative, health fairs. And then we also have, what do we call, a technology fair also. We have all these different technologies from the different departments at our district. So
I can say we can brag about all our
oh,
departments.
there's
all our departments
This
just
is
have
fantastic.
they have so
Yeah.
many things going on. Our IT department, our parent liaison department, our curriculum instruction department. There's just so many things going on in all our departments, and we have monthly leadership meetings where we collaborate and we get to see each other and meet and hey, what's going on your end of the world. So it's Laredo ISD has really. Really
place to be.
developed. It's the place to be.
It's the
That's
place
our
to be.
Laredo is the place to be.
Yeah.
But it's really developed a very strong community family of individuals that are there to support our students and our teachers, and of course our families.
Yes.
Outside.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if folks want to go learn more and get involved and be prepared or prepare their children as best as they can, where are some of the online resources that they can go to?
Laredo
Or
ISD for sure.
Laredo ISD
.com. Is it .com?
Yeah.
I think so. It's .com
.org.
or .org. I
Or
know it's.
.edu.
I usually
No,
just
not
put.
edu.
I just
No.
put Laredo ISD, and as soon as you put Laredo ISD, you'll
It'll
see
come out.
our
Okay.
logo
All
there.
right.
And then within that website, you will see again our communication department has done an awesome job designing that web page, and you can go to where it says departments, and all of the departments are listed there, and you'll have a picture of the individual in charge of that department as well as the phone numbers. So for early childhood, you'll see my picture, it'll have the phone number, it'll have my email. And then on that webpage, there's also pictures of our children and the events that have gone on in our
Yeah.
department, as well as, if you plan on registering, you can register online there. And the documents that are required for registration and the criteria that needs to be met to be in the early childhood program can also be found there in English and in Spanish.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And for folks to be involved in your program.
As well, we do have a Facebook page for family and parent engagement program. They can always go in there. They can connect and see all the upcoming events we're having and the things that we're doing. And of course, they can always go into their children's campuses and ask for one of the parent liaisons there. Each campus, like we mentioned, has a parent liaison. They're welcome to go in and ask for us. As well, we're having a meet and greet this coming Thursday. Come get to know us. We want to get to know our families. I mean, it's nice when you have that first name, relationship with your parents, and they come in and Ms. Gomez, can we help you, Ms. So-and-so? It feels good, that you can help them out. The best reward is when, like I was a parent liaison once at an elementary. And then went all the way to high school. So it's very different, elementary, high school.
Yeah.
Elementary, mom always wants to be there. You can recruit her. High school, it's like, okay, where are they? They drive themselves to school.
Yeah.
They walk themselves to school.
Yeah.
They ride the school bus. They're
Yeah.
being dropped off.
Yeah.
Where are they? But you know what? Oh, yes, they're out there.
Yeah.
If you see those extracurricular activities we have at the high school, your football games, your basketball games, your volleyball, your cheer moms, all those school clubs,
Extracurricular
they
events, yeah.
need help. They need the parental help. They're out there. They're in concession stands. They're traveling out of town. All these people need to be approved volunteers to
Yeah.
be able to help, to be amongst the students.
But they're there.
But they're there.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of these parents work. So when do you get to see them? I tell my husband, school starts after school with high school.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
make that
At
time
nights
to
and
be
on the
Yeah.
weekends.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
after school. And not to say you do have parents that come in during the day that help out and
Sure.
help out with different things, bulletin boards and, whatever the school needs. And of course, we have our committees. We have our CPAC committees, our campus parent advisory committees at each campus, where we include our parents as part of the committees. And they're the ones that develop our CPACs and our policies and our compacts. They're the ones that
made
are
by their
responsible.
parents. Mhm.
Yes, and then finally approved by our administration. And it's a working, it's a written document, so it's constantly changing based on the needs of the school.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, and they have an input into all this. The parents definitely.
And if
they
you could see some of the things these parents do when we
Yeah.
walk into those campuses,
Yeah.
and there's like a styrofoam
yeah,
character, and you go, "Oh, where'd you get that?" Oh, a parent made it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Very
just amazing
talented.
some
Yeah.
of these things that
Yeah.
our parents
Now we always
can
say,
do. You know?
Get engaged, get involved,
Yeah.
show up, even if it's for a little bit of time.
Even if
This
it's
is-
for a bulletin board,
Yeah,
they're making
yeah.
the school, pretty and beautiful, and a child can walk by and say, "My mom did that, my
Yeah.
dad did that."
There's
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of
and
pride.
put
And,
the-
yeah.
Come share your time and your talents with us, and
Yes.
that's what we want. But yes, definitely.
Lots of ways.
We're
I
excited.
lost my frame of thought.
It's okay. We're happy, and we're very blessed with the parents that we have in our district,
Yeah.
and all the things that they can do. But of course, it's never enough. we can always do more.
Yeah.
And there's always room for improvement all the time.
Sure.
And think outside the box. Let's do something else. What can we do, for our families? Things like that. We're always thinking of something. Or if not, our coordinator will, Miss Campos will think of something.
come up with something.
Oh,
Very
definitely. Very creative.
Very
Definitely,
good.
definitely. Anything for our parents. Anything.
yeah.
And when I say that, and when we're talking, I mean, not my parents. I mean, my parents at school. So, yeah, it's a blessing to have them there.
This is
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Victoria, thank you. Rosalinda, thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It was-
Thank you
Lots of
for-
great information, lots of good early start program information so that kids and their parents are prepared for day one, and lots of ways to get involved from day one all the way to the last day. And ideally, that last day is graduation day.
We want to see
Absolutely, absolutely.
those
Yeah.
caps up in the air at, at the
Yes.
graduation. It's
That-
a beautiful thing to
that's
see.
the beauty.
Very
that was
good.
one of my rewards last year when I saw an elementary student, a child,
Graduate.
and then she comes up to the high school, and guess what? Not only graduate, but she was valedictorian.
Oh, yeah.
So how amazing was
Yes.
that? That's the beauty of it. That makes the whole thing worth
Mm-hmm.
it. When you come and you say, "What am I going to do now for these children?" You never know. Maybe we're looking at the next president.
Yeah.
Who
Never
knows?
know. Never know.
Yes,
Very
it's
good.
beautiful. You have to have that passion, that love for what we're doing, and especially for the little ones. The
Well,
passion, yeah.
on behalf of our audience, I'm going to thank you both for your hard work and your passion in making sure that every children here in Laredo does have a successful start and ideally a successful graduation.
Yes.
All right. I'm here with Genesis Ruiz, an early childhood student here at the university. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Hi.
Glad to have you here. So share a little bit with our audience more about your role as a student volunteer. I think specifically at HEB, you've been going down and volunteering at literacy days and how this helps families and their children become school ready, and particularly through promoting daily reading habits.
So HEB is probably one of the most popular grocery stores that we have here. I would say that I shop there. My family, all of my family goes there. So it's a place that gets very packed. So I think it was a great idea to host the event there. There's a lot of children, there's a lot of family, there's a lot of community. And I think the event is something very, I would say, important because, like I said, a lot of people go there. And it gives the opportunity for children and parents to get involved more with education. So, for example, I think handing them out books in a way encourages them to get ready for school and also motivates them. The activities that we gave them, it gives them something fun to do. And they kind of are able to look forward to school. And not only that, I think it benefits them individually, like the parents or their guardians. For example, if you know how sometimes parents get busy and everything. So I guess during that grocery shopping, they're able to be more invested with their children and see what they're reading, see what their kids are looking at. And as for the kids, I would say that since technology is something very crucial in our world now, it's very easy for them to be glued to it. Yeah. So the event kind of gives them a time to spend time with their family, but also stay away from technology and get back to a book.
Right.
So yeah.
And helping them get ready for school.
Yes.
Learning,
so it can motivate them because sometimes it might not always be very I want to go to school. But
So tell us about your experience before and at the HEB event. Yeah. So what's involved in getting ready beforehand, and what did you learn about school readiness because of your experience?
Yes. Before I was really nervous because
why?
I would say I'm a pretty sociable person, but I was nervous at the fact that maybe people would be hesitant to approach us, or they would us approaching them would they'd kind of be no, or shy away, especially because in Laredo, everybody almost speaks Spanish. The majority of the language here is Spanish, so they might be a little hesitant or a little bit shy to come and approach us.
Right.
So I would tell them, oh, hi, and in English, and they would be blank, and I had to like speak in Spanish, and they're like,
Right.
"Oh, okay, yeah."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But at the event, it was everything kind of like flowed naturally. It was very nice seeing the kids excited about the books. And my partner, unfortunately, she does not speak Spanish. So I had to like help her out a little bit. So every time somebody would speak Spanish, she'd be like, Genesis, like, I
Come
need
help.
help. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they saying? But yeah, it went a lot easier than expected. And
What did you learn about your experience?
one thing that I learned was that it was very like family orientated. There was a lot of big families coming together, and another thing is that the adults were like very interested too in the books themselves, because we also had some chapter books like for older kids, and the adults were the ones that were like, I guess, picking at those. So that was very interesting to know that the adults were also interested in reading, not only the kids.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. And one of the things that you did to make it fun was a scavenger hunt, I understand,
Yes.
correct? So how did you use that activity to engage with families visiting the supermarket while they're completing their shopping?
So we had two different scavenger hunts. One was for younger kids, and the other one was for older kids. The younger kids, it would show them pictures of like fruits and things you can find at the grocery store. And every time they would see one, they would circle it and then just bring it back to us. The older one was, you would have to go and physically find the aisle of where a food product was. So I think in a way that helps them like be motivated to not only us just handing them the book and like, oh, here you go and buy, but it gives them like an adventure to look forward to, and the parents, start talking and communicating more with their families. And I would say that it is more like there's more fun to the adventure than like just obtaining the prize at the end.
And oh, by the way, you're learning colors. You're learning
shapes. They're also
they're
learning like their surroundings and everything.
Right. Right. And so the kids were extremely motivated.
Yes, they were having fun, and they would come up to me and they're like, "Oh, can you check it?" and everything, and I would like make sure to check it.
Right.
And then they would be excited to get the book, and we also had like books that were bilingual too. So they were this went out very fast. Because they had it both in English and Spanish, so they could read both to their parents or to their siblings and everything, stuff like that.
What other resources did you have to provide parents to help educate the families of the importance of daily reading to prepare their children for school?
We, in each prize that we gave them a book and then also an HB bag. So in the HB bag, we made sure to put 2 copies in English and in Spanish about helpful reading tips that they could go over, the students and the parents. So, for example, I think one of them had said to make sure that they are reading to them every day, like not just at school or when they see a book or whatever, whether it be a parent or a family member, a neighbor, or even like a computer can read to them, just to make sure that they're getting like the reading skills that they need.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And so part of that is giving them a bookmark.
Yes.
For their daily reading. So talk about the bookmark and how that bookmark and the coloring activity within, would promote interactions between the child and the family member.
Yes. So we had bookmarks there, and we had colors, so they could color it too. So whenever they would see the colors, since their children were like, "Oh, the colors," and we're, "What's that for?" And then we tell them, "Oh, you can color the bookmark." And then they would start coloring it there, and they'd have fun. And I think that the bookmark plays a crucial role into the event, because they get excited about it, and then they're like, "Okay, now I'm gonna read because I have this bookmark and I have to like use it and everything." So I think coloring the bookmark and using the bookmark is a really important tool that we used in that event.
Right. And it was personalized to them.
Yeah.
Right.
They had some drawings there, and they could color it the way they wanted to, and they had a bunch of different type of bookmark for girls and for boys, so it wouldn't just be, like for one person.
Sure.
Yes.
That sounds fun. So then looking ahead, being a student, what else could TAMIU students do to promote daily reading?
So one thing that we have here on campus is the little libraries, where basically you can leave a book there or take a book.
Yeah.
And I think the dean of the college, he's working on making them more public throughout the city. And I think that's a really good idea because, I mean, who wouldn't want free stuff?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Sure.
And sometimes we have books laying in our house and, you don't want to throw them away. So you kind of just leave them there. And I think that's a great way to, like, see how you can improve your reading and read something else that's not really from what you would take.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that I was thinking about early in the morning was how, like, as a future educator, as a future teacher, how maybe we could be, like, go out and read to children, maybe in libraries or something like that, when they're out for field trips. I think that would be a really great idea to get involved more with the community and read to children, and so they can get, like, a different view, not just from the teacher, but from the community as well.
And getting these parents to read to children,
Yes,
be it their own or be it other children, because it
Yes.
takes a village
Yes.
to raise these children, right?
Yes.
So getting the books out into the community, both here on TAMIU as well as throughout the city of Laredo,
Yes.
to promote availability of different topics, but also encouraging the parents to read to their children,
Yes.
right, on a daily basis with that unique bookmark.
Yes, the bookmark.
Excellent,
The bookmark's fun.
excellent. Is there anything else that you were inspired or learned from your experience getting hands-on with the community, greeting them, educating them, and encouraging them to continue to read, be it the child by themselves or the parent reading to the children?
I think in general, in whatever type of, like, promotion or event that you're trying to do, I think it's important to have the heart for it, because you can go but without a heart or anything, you're kind of just going to be there and you're not really going to do anything for the community. So
Right.
I think if you put your heart and you put your mind to it and you engage with the people and you truly want to make a change, that really helps. And I think that's one of the most important things I learned.
And the chances are higher that they're going to take action.
Yes, because if you're encouraged and you're motivated, then they'll be encouraged and motivated.
Yes, very good. So since you're a student here at TAMIU, getting the word out to other students to do what you're doing, think about how, or I guess the question is, how would you drive awareness to other students to be able to volunteer for these HEB literacy days?
Yes. So I believe we're one of the biggest colleges. So we have a lot of education students here. And I just had a class with like 50 people, and I would say that not a lot of them know about this type of event. So I think it's important to get the word out there. And
How would you do that?
one way I would do that would be to, I guess, make flyers around campus. I think that's something we haven't done, haven't like physical flyers and hand them out, especially here downstairs. Outside, that's the main point where all students contact and see each other. So I think that would be a really great idea to hand out flyers. And also on social media, we do have an Instagram account, so it would be nice to keep, reminding them and posting and seeing what they can do about it.
Inviting, encouraging.
Inviting, yes.
Maybe get them to come and sign up.
Yes, here with the dean, with the office, because if we don't say anything, nobody's going to participate, first of all, and nobody's going to even be motivated to come. So, yeah.
Thank you for spending time with
Thank
us
you
here
for
this
having me.
morning. Or this afternoon, I should say. All right. For more information, like, subscribe, and follow the links below this video.